Happy Sabbath, everyone. It is Sabbath, March 26th, 2021. And I'm still pondering the question, what is good about drugs? And I am looking at the testimony of Jesus, the writings of Ellen G. White, to see what answer I can find. So today I'm going to go to Counsels on Diet and Foods, and I'm going to be reading, and I begin. Do not let it appear. That's the title. I met the doctors and brother Dash, and I talked with them for about 2 hours, and I freed myself. I told them that they had been tempted and that they were yielding to temptation. In order to secure patronage, they would set a meat table, and then they would be tempted to go farther, to use tea and coffee and drugs. I said, there will be temptation through the ones whose appetite for meat has been gratified. And if such ones have connection with the health home, they will present temptations to sacrifice principle. There must not be the first introduction of meat eating. Then there will not need to be an expulsion of meat because it will never have appeared on the table. The argument had been used that they might use meat upon the table until they could educate in regard to its disuse. But as new patients were continually coming, the same excuse would establish meat eating. No, do not let it appear on the table once. Then your lectures in regard to the meat question will correspond with the message you should bear. So that's the reading. But what I want to note as I look at the question, what is good about drugs, is the reference made to drugs right here. So I'm going to zero in on that. It says, in order to secure patronage, they would set a meat table, and then they would be tempted to go farther, to use tea and coffee and drugs. So that's the reference to drugs there. So as part of the sanitarium diet, meat were not to be used, and also neither tea or coffee or drugs were to be used. So that's it. That's the reference to drugs, that drugs were not to be used in the sanitarium to treat the patients. They were to be treated without drugs, and they were not to be given tea and coffee. So drugs were in a group with tea and coffee. Neither were they to be given meat. Okay, thank you very much. So we continue our series to try to answer the question, what is good about drugs? And we are still searching, but God bless you. See you next time.